Hi, I'm Wes Allen with DM Tales, and it's been a couple of weeks since my last Random Thoughts. During the hiatus, I think I dodged the worst of Croncud, allergy season has mostly passed, and much coffee has been imbibed. These are some random TTRPG thoughts as my brain gets back into gear. Let's roll it. GameHole Con was a ton of fun. I'm still working my way through all the footage, and I'm writing my reflections on my time out in Wisconsin now. If I could go back every year, I would, but sadly, given my schedule and the cost, it'll probably be my only trip out there. But I gotta tell you, it was so worth it. I ran streamlined superheroes for some folks as we waited for a flight back to Philly after GameHole Con ended. I mentioned this to some people, and apparently that is not a normal thing to do. I don't know. My first Hallmark Adventure livestream ended this week. Link is right there. It was a blast, but par for the course, the dragon at the end of the adventure, which has 4 attacks and a breath weapon, could not hit anyone. Afterward, I did remember that the breath weapon counts as a magic attack and that karma can't be used to alter rolls when you're rolling your magic resistance, which means a lot of the breath weapon attacks actually hit the characters and they should have been set on fire, and I could have had a whole bunch of characters freaking out and I just forgot. At least I stayed on brand. I'm so excited. Last week my Dragonbane group figured out a trap. Now I basically told them the solution through a dying NPC in an encounter that I created, but they had to add up the clues and they did. They figured out a trap. Okay, let's see some of the goings on in the 2 weeks I've been away. The east wing of the White House has been illegally demolished in order for Trump to put up a vanity project. Trade talks with Canada have been canceled because apparently the words of, let me get this straight, Ronald Reagan aren't ideologically pure enough for Trump. We have a real estate lawyer running the clown show around Trump's revenge indictments against his political enemies. We continue to murder people in international waters with no proof of whatsoever of what's going on. The Pentagon demanded reporters sign an agreement that would make news outlets nothing more than mouthpieces for the regime, which even Fox News balked at. Oh, and Trump wants to sue the DOJ for prosecuting his criminal behavior. The settlement talks will be handled by Trump's defense lawyer who was involved in one of the criminal cases. Have any of the cultists figured out that this is all a grift yet? Are you looking for an old school adventure your group should be able to get through in just about a session? Do you enjoy running adventures with great artwork and are easy to read? Have you heard the stories of the old school modules which boasted removable covers that had the maps printed on the inside? Well, if so, I've got an adventure for you. Tomb of the Ancient Moor King by Orange Cat Games is an adventure which was released in limited quantities for the upcoming Page 3, but now it's heading to Kickstarter. This 9-room adventure was written by Page founder Ron Maschker, has incredible artwork drawn by Chet Minton, and a map done in old school blue on that aforementioned cover by Troy Allman. Tomb of the Ancient Moor King is compatible with any old school game and is a suitable challenge for characters levels 4 through 6. And if you're planning on running it as a one-shot, there are pre-generated characters that are included. So if you're feeling a bit nostalgic, or if you're looking for a different sort of challenge, this is a great way to jump in. Follow the link right there to get notified when that campaign launches. This is the last week of my sabbatical. It's been good, a really good time for me to reset. I have ideas of things I can do moving forward. I ran Sentinel Comics RPG at GameHole and the session went well. I even had 2 players at the table who had played the system regularly, and they enjoyed that adventure. The latter bit is gratifying on its own, but after the session, one of the players told the others at the table, and I am paraphrasing here, that adventure hit everything the system wants to do. That was the most kind thing anyone has ever said about an adventure that I've run for them. At GameHole Con, I rolled my first dice ever for a Cypher System game. It was a Numenera session. And it was weird being on that other side of the screen, such as it were, because most people who run Cypher System games don't use GM screens. You don't need them. But I gotta tell you, being on that side of things was also a lot of fun. During that Numenera game, though, I did remember why one of the reasons I enjoy running Numenera is that I don't roll dice, because I rolled horribly. And yet I still had an amazing time on a really fun adventure. Darkspace is hitting Kickstarter for an extended edition. This game is Shadow Dark in space and boasts an amazing menagerie of player character options with some fun mechanics. Derek White, one of the game's creator, ran this at EcclesiaCon last year and folk had a blast. If that sounds interesting to you, sign up to be notified when the campaign goes live. One of the more gratifying things that happened to me at GameHole Con were the few times, and I'm telling you it is a small number, it was not everyone is telling me this, that certain political figures are saying right now, but the few times people told me, I appreciate your political points. So for the folks who keep saying, just keep politics off the channel, here's what I have to say. First, the reason why I have these points at all is because I need to express what I'm seeing, and because I want to be helpful, I want folks who are also seeing it to understand that they aren't alone. Because the point of all this chaos that is being shown right now is to isolate people, and I'll buck that trend anytime I can. And second, my well-reasoned response to keep politics off the channel is... Thanks for watching this video, folks. If you enjoyed it, please consider hitting that like button, leaving a comment, and sharing it with others. All those things add up, and without them, DM Tales just falls into the algorithm's abyss. And if you want to keep up with the channel, click that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that YouTube does let you know when something new happens. Also, a special shout out to my Ko-fi contributors who keep this channel running out of the kindness of their own hearts. If you want to help keep DM Tales caffeinated and making these videos, the link, well, that's right over there. And with the holidays coming, you may be looking for some fun gifts. Check out my merch store for some TTRPG related t-shirts and hoodies, including this one with the channel's motto, roll some dice, worlds are waiting. I am still working my way through all my footage from GameHole, which has been a blast to share up to this point, and you should expect several more videos from the convention floor. As I said earlier, I am also in the middle of writing my reflections on attending GameHole, so that's going to be coming out as well. I'm going to split that into 2 different videos. I'm hoping to be able to film all that before the end of the week, although that's looking less and less likely, but we'll see how things work out. I am also well into my Star Trek Adventures read-through, so that will be my next review on the channel, followed by Daggerheart, and then I'll start plowing through Dolmenwood, which has finally arrived. Now, Dolmenwood's basic engine is BXD&D, even though there are changes for character classes and things like that. So for this review, I'm going to start with the campaign book first. I just want to delve into the setting because it's so rich. On the interview side of things, I'll be interviewing Derek and Than, the creators of Darkspace, on November 4th, and on November 11th, I'll be chatting with Shannon Appelkline, the author of Designers and Dragons, which is a 4-volume history of D&D, which should be just fascinating. I was supposed to have Scrat on last week, but I got sick. That was my bout of Croncud, and I had to cancel, so we'll get that interview rescheduled soon. And really, that is not part of the bit where Scrat gets stuck in the green room. I was actually down for the count that day. Scrat, I am so sorry, but it does work for the bit, so that's kind of fun too. Until we see each other again, folks, happy playing, everyone.